Okay, actually mathematics is oxygen lah. You need to have a good mathematics knowledge so that you will lead your engineering field, or you will lead your future. Why? Because mathematics will give you critical thinking. From mathematics, you learn about how to feel very bad, and then sometimes you feel very good, or maybe you will face a lot of problem in our life. We face also a lot of problems, so mathematics will teach you actually how to solve the problem step by step. If you just not use mathematical thinking, what happen is you cannot lead the you 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 will face very difficult life, because you cannot even solve any problems in your life. And normally we in our life we will face a lot of problem. Once you go bigger, once you go more far away, so you will face more hard problem. So that's why I said that mathematics is like oxygen. You need that mathematics, even though you didn't never see the integration, differentiation in your life. You see the application of differentiation, integration in your life? Do you see now?
No.
No,
No,
never.
never.
No, but actually you always use this differentiation and integration in your life with your phone. Actually, you can see in your phone where is integration and differentiation there. You can see, maybe you can open your phone. You can see, and then give me where is integration and differentiation part in your phone. Maybe you can see your phone. Okay, you see your phone. You can see where is our differentiation and integration there. Any response from you all?
Man,
Don't
I think the
afraid
motherboard.
to make mistake. I just want you to respond. Calculator, no? Oh, calculator, that is specific. Before you open the apps, actually you deal with differentiation and integration. Dalam calculator you, in our apps, we have no integration and differentiation. So actually differentiation and integration is come if you see the battery, how we can measure. Yeah.
The lock screen.
Huh?
Nothing, man.
Okay, the lock screen. Whatever lah. Tapi the thing is, once your battery, how they measure the batteries. So from that, actually they come out with the calculation, differentiation and integration, addition and subtraction. So there is operation on. We have only 4 operation in mathematics. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So everything you will learn throughout this semester is only 4 operations. So please remind this. So it's really easy actually. If you take it more simple, difficult, it's difficult. But if you take it simple, it's easy, because you only deal with the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division only. No more extent of that. So we only have 4 operation. Betul ke betul? So you all tak ada pilihan? Betul lah.
Betul.
So why I said a battery laptop battery, how to measure the battery in handphone, because we need to know how the rate of speed for charging. So from that we use differentiation and integration. That is one of application of differentiation and integration. And then we from differentiation and integration we also can measure the volume. So you will know when the volume increasing, decreasing. Because if we don't have battery, we cannot open it. So that's why I say mathematics actually everywhere in your life now. Because you cannot leave it and then you don't want to think about mathematics. You cannot. You need to think about mathematics. Once you deal with problem, usually you will use mathematics to solve it, and your life will be more easier. Okay, so now first of all, you already open your e-learning?
Yeah, done.
Yeah, you are really excited for this subject, right? That's good. So we have, so where is me? Me is here, right? Okay, you can see me is here. And then teaching plan, we go to the teaching plan. Okay, we will have first chapter. We will have complex number. What is complex number? Can I know anyone? Do you already learn about complex number, or this is the first time for you to deal with the complex number? Anyone? Boleh angkat tangan siapa yang pernah deal dengan complex number. Okay, bagus. The combination of real number and imaginary number. Yes. So is it complex number in previous topic in your higher school, form 5 or not?
Form 6.
Form 6. Oh. Okay. So form 6 you have complex number. So that is good for you if you already deal with the complex number. Once we finish our complex number, and then we go to the quiz 1. So quiz 1 will be online about complex number. After that, we go to matrices. We go to matrices for 3 weeks, and then we will deal with the vector. And then midterm break. Early December we have midterm break, and then we have differentiation and integration. This part is quite difficult for some students, but I hope if you feel difficult in mathematics, you just ask me. I will help as much as possible. I try my best to help you. So the thing is, you need to realize what you cannot understand. That is the most important. And then you need to aware that you need to jujur, honest with yourself. Once you're honest with yourself, you will try to make a mistake. Then from that mistake, you will correct. We will discuss and correct it, and then you will learn. That is the learning process. From your mistake, we will learn a lot of things. Okay, so just make a mistake, before examination, before test, before quizzes. Once you make a mistake before quizzes, tests, and final exam, so actually you will after you make a mistake and then you discover that the thing that you will you do not understand, and then you solve it, and then I'm sure you can answer good what you can answer for your final lah. So in my class, I have a student, they repeat for 3 times, and then I try to help her, and then she give a very good commitment, and show me all the calculation, all the effort for the semester, and then you believe me, you trust me that you will then she got B plus, you know, almost to get A. So if you really weak in mathematics, don't feel very bad. Just close your eyes, close your book for the before experience, and then for my class, and start today, please open a new book and then think very different for your mathematics, right? So and then after you deal with differentiation and integration, you will go to the partial derivative. Okay, partial derivative. And then also this is quiz one. We convert to 15%, and then test 20 midterm. This is midterm after midterm break. And then you will have final examination for the vector here, 15%. And then for differentiation and integration and partial. And then this is the carry mark lah, coursework before your final. So your final will be 50, and then your coursework will be 50. So I will release your mark. So I hope you can score the quizzes, and the midterm. And then we will use a textbook for next week. I will give you a textbook for those who want to buy the textbook. So usually we will refer that textbook for examination, final examination, midterm, every term is referred to the textbook. Okay. So anything you want to ask before we start to the topic 1, complex number? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, clear, ma'am.
All right. No more question?
Yes, no question.
Oh, you are very energetic tonight. Very good. Okay, let's go to complex number. How complex it is. So in your life, okay, in your life, before you go to the primary school standard 1, you go to the preschool, right? Tadika, right? So what numbers you learn at that time? What's number?
1 to 10, 1 to 10.
1, 2, 3, 4, right? You learn about how to count, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? Is it true?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
True,
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, that is the first mathematics numbers. That is the basic numbers that you learn before this. And then after you know about that number, what you learn actually? You learn how to add. You learn how to subtract. And then you learn how to multiply. You learn how to divide. We call it as a whole number bulat. So what happened after that? Once you know about the whole number, what's number you learn?
Fraction.
Function, fraction kan?
Yes.
Fraction. So you know about fraction. You already know about 1.2, 1.3, 1.4 and infinitely many lah. So we have a lot of numbers there. So after you know the fraction, what's number you what's you learn? You will learn about how to add, how to multiply, how to subtract, how to divide. Only 4 operation, okay? And then after you know about fraction, what's number you learn. Remember, I just recall your experience in mathematics subject from your primary school. After fraction, we go to
Decimals?
decimal.
Decimals.
Decimal fraction is the same actually.
The
Almost
same, yeah.
Lagi cepat. Anyone?
Linear equation.
Linear equation. Linear equation is not a numbers. Linear equation is a system.
Negative numbers.
Negative number, we call it as a integers, which is you learn about negative 3, negative 2, negative 1, and then 0, and then you learn about 1, 2, 3, and then you also learn about negative 0.5, negative 0.75, something like that, right? Okay, and then I think you now already in higher school. So now you already know about the whole number, integers, fraction. So you go to the high school. What you learn in high school? What's number you deal?
Algebra.
Algebra. But no, it's not about algebra. Algebra is something unknown. It's about I just try to make your mind very simple. Make it very simple. Try summarize what you learn about in high school, because actually the different in you see the level of difficulty is different once you consider the different number. For example, for the first time you deal with the maths calculation, you deal with the whole number. So there is the number is easier, not easier to understand, right? The field, we call it as a field. The field is small, which is we can count with our hand and so on. And then we go to the next level, which is we did it with the fraction. And then once we know about fraction, we deal with the what numbers? The number you deal with in high school is complex. No, not complex. There is a irrational number. In Malay, irrational, apa maksud irrational in Malay?
Tak wajar.
Tak wajar. Gila kan? Orang gila kan? Kalau orang irrational people, irrational, gila lah kan? Nombor gila. Macam mana maksud nombor gila? Tak wajar? What is definition for irrational number? The irrational number is not a decimal number. There is not a fraction. There is, we call it irrational. And then the rest, the whole number, the integers, everything, we call it as a rational number. So we have irrational number. Irrational number, dia irrational, tak wajar. Apa maksud tak wajar? ChatGPT lah. You only. Okay, irrational number is the number fraction. If we have decimal, there is no stop. You deal with the number that no stop. Once you divide, there is no stop until, and then never stop. The number will never stop. That's why we call it is a irrational number. For example, what is a rational number?
Square root of 16.
Square root. Square root 2, 16. Square root 16. 4. Square root 64. Square root 2. Square root 2 is irrational number. Pi is 22 over 7. And then we have E. E is a number which is no end. And then we have a lot of numbers. So you can Google, or maybe you just ask ChatGPT to list out what is a rational number. Okay, after that, you already know the rational number. Then you learn about addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So now we go to the complex number. So what is complex number? You all nampak tak?
Nampak?
Okay, what is complex number? So complex number is, there is a combination real and imaginary part. So we have real and we have imaginary part. Bermaksud nombor ni berhantu. Tak nampak? Hantu nampak tak?
Maaf doktor. Slide tak nampak slide.
Tak nampak slide? Sure, tak nampak? Nampak?
Tak.
Dah nampak dah? So there is imaginary part. Imaginary part is nombor ni berhantu. Berhantu tu macam mana? Berhantu tu menakutkan walaupun tak nampak kan?
Wujud.
So that is the similar thing lah you will face. So you will very afraid with this number. Because this number is never exist. It's just in imaginary only. In reality, no exist. But in mathematics, the imagination, we can write it and then we prove it exists. So we consider exists. Alright. So the thing is, okay, this is that I see. I said before, which is we learn about the whole numbers, and then we learn about integers. After that, the field is become bigger, which is we call it a rational number. Everything inside here is a rational number, and then everything inside here is irrational number. The decimal with the n, and combination of all this number we call it another field, which is complex number. Why we need to have a bigger field? Because now you are engineer. So you will deal very difficult problem. So you need a bigger field for numbers so that you can easily to solve the problem. So the same thing, the operation, just 4 operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay, so what is complex number? Complex number is like this. You all nampak tak slide?
Nampak apa?
Okay, so complex number we have A is a number. Kenapa dia tak boleh? Okay, we have A plus B. I. Kenapa? Okay, tak apalah. Okay, so we have A plus BI. A is from our the number that I said to you, and B also the any numbers that rational or maybe irrational number. So the combination of D is we call it as a real part, D is a imaginary part. So imaginary part we put the I, in your textbook we put a J. Because in Malay notation for I is J, stand for jelmaan. Alright, so now you need to remember this. This is the idea of the complex number. So I equals to square root of negative I. Okay, boleh sebut sekali dengan saya? I equals to
I equals to
I equals to
I equals to
negative 1.
negative
square root negative 1.
Square root of
Negative I.
negative 1.
Negative 1.
Okay. So you all tulis besar-besar sekarang. Tulis besar-besar dalam satu F4. I equals to square root negative 1. Okay, you tulis besar-besar, you tampal kat dinding. Jangan tampal kat dahi pula. Right. Okay, you all dah tulis besar-besar sekarang? Okay. Okay, sekarang you dah tulis besar-besar. You tampal kat dinding. Kalau you tengah menulis sekarang, you buat besar-besar. I equals to square root of negative 1. So now, sekarang kita manipulate sikit dekat sini pakai power. We put a power kat sini. Power. I power 1. I to the power of 0. So meaning negative 1. Aduh, macam mana ni? Square. What should you have? A 0, sorry, 0. Saya tak tahu kenapa pen ni rosak. So, power of 0. So, power of 0 you will get 5 to power of 0 you will get
0.
0.
1.
Sure?
1.
1. 0 or 1?
5.
Okay, if you're not sure, you just take your calculator. You have calculator? You have a calculator?
Yes.
You have calculator, you put 5 to power of 0. Okay, 5 to power of 0. So you will get, kalau
got
dalam
1.
exam, you will get 1. You tak dapat 0 Kalau you dapat 0 tu, you berhati-hati itu trick dia. Dia antara soalan yang akan biasalah dapat uji. Sebab ramai akan confuse kat sini. Okay, and then we change 1,000 to the power of 0. So you will get, guys, you will get
1.
Betul.
1. Okay, flowers to the power of 0 you will get
1.
no. Yes, 1. But flowers you will to the power of 0 you will get 1. Okay. So you need to remember like this. It's easy. Okay. Okay. We have 1,000 to the power of 0. You will get 1. Flowers to the power of 0. You will get 1. x to the power of 0, you will get, guys, you will get,
1.
1 as well.
okay, 20 divide by 1, you will get
20.
20.
you will get apa ni, you all tak
20.
confident. Masalah calculator.
20.
20. 1 juta bahagi dengan 1, you will get
1 juta.
1 juta.
1 juta. Bunga juta, bunga je lah. Bahagi 1, you will get
Flowers.
flowers. Alright. So now infinity. What is infinity?
Cannot count.
Cannot count. Okay, cannot count, but we can still count. So 20 divide by infinity, you will get, you can count or not? Sudah. Okay, infinity divide by 1 equals to infinity, many. So now, what is infinity? Can you give example of infinity? No example. What is infinity? Nombor yang sangat
Besar.
What is nombor yang sangat besar? Contohlah 1 juta. Okay, 1 juta. 1 million. So for example, 20 divide by 0, 1 million. So you will get approaches to, that's why we call it as approaches to, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 0. So 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 0. So approaches to dia menghampiri nombor apa?
0, ma'am.
Nombor apa? 10.
0.
0. Approaches to 0. Approaches to 0. Okay. So now 1 bahagi infinity, you will get approaches to
0.
0. So in our life, okay, let's say this is us, only one in our life. One is relate to us, only one. We have problem and we face our own. And then what is maha besar? Paling besar apa? For Muslim? For Muslim, what is maha besar? Allah kan? You put Allah dekat bawah, what you will get? You will get dalam hidup you akan almost zero life. But if you put Allah in the top one in your life, you make doa. Once you get a difficulty, you will face a problem, you make a doa, and then your life will be infinity. So everything in your life, every problem you face in your life, don't put it in your social media. Don't put in anything that, and then you put, if you put in a social media, what we get, meaning you not get help from the greatest one. You put on the below there. So actually what you will get zero, maybe negative. But if you put everything, anything in your life to Allah yang Maha Besar, or for Muslim lah, for example for Muslim, you make doa if you have face problem, so what you will get a lot of things in your life. Okay, trust me. That's why in our life, first of all, for the examination, you trust your own, you trust your, please trust yourself, and then once you trust your own yourself, and then you will face problem. I'm sure you will face problem for mathematics especially. Maybe before this you not score really good, but you trust your own and you give chance for your own, and then you trust Allah will help you. So what you will doing, you will give a good extra effort to counter the problem. So adakah masa final nanti you nak meniru tak? You dah tak meniru lah. Sebab apa? Sebab you dah ada satu, apa kata, sebab Allah akan bantu you sebenarnya. Manjada wajada, who hard work, then we get the benefit lah. You will success. Siapa yang berusaha, dia akan dapat hasilnya. So that's the thing. In my subject, please, not only you learn about mathematics, you please learn about how you can survive after you take this subject. Please get the lesson. Please get this advice properly, because I'm really hope bila you masuk saya punya kelas, you lebih jujur pada diri sendiri. You bagi peluang pada diri sendiri untuk jujur pada diri sendiri. Dengan itu you akan dapat akan menempuhi banyak masalah sebenarnya. Kat situlah you akan nampak, you can measure, you understand or not. So masa tu bukan exam lagi. You jangan berfikir nak meniru terus. Please don't lah. Sebab bila you berfikir untuk meniru, sebenarnya you menipu diri sendiri. Once you menipu diri sendiri, at the end you tak dapat apa pun, you dapat result. Oh, boleh lah. Sometimes mungkin you tiru orang yang bagus, then you get the good result. But mungkin you tak bernasib baik, you meniru orang yang tak reti juga. And then you still dapat the result yang teruk. Then you sebenarnya rugi dua lah. Which is you dah lah you menipu diri sendiri. And then bila exam you tak dapat apa-apa. So jadikan hari ini buka buku baru, you will go to your own, you please measure your own capacity, right? So that you can success at the end of this semester. Boleh tak? Saya nak minta yang tu je. Boleh? Boleh guys?
Boleh puan.
Boleh.
Yes, ma'am.
Saya minta yang tu supaya you jujur dalam hidup you. So you akan dapat sangat banyak dan sangat banyak benda lah actually. Okay, so next. Oh, kita dah berlalu sekejap pula. Baru kat sini. Okay, and then we put the power inside here. So we put 0 and then we will get 1. We put I to the power of 1. We will get negative 1. Square root of negative 1, which is I. We put I square, we square root and then we square. So we will remove the negative, the square root. So we just leave with the negative 1. I cube, you will get I square. Okay, okay, the thing is here. Boleh tak saya ni sikit? Kita bahagi dua. Okay. Okay, okay, saya Okay. I cube. I to the power of 3. So okay, the law we use index law. What is index law? We have a to the power of m times a to the power of n. So you will get a m plus n. If you have a m bracket n, so you will get a m times n. Okay, so now we apply this law. Okay, now we apply this law. So so how to get 3? So we need to make it I 2 and then multiply with I 1. So you will get 2 times 2 plus 1, you will get 3. So I square is negative 1, right? I square is negative 1. So I is I. So biasa negative 1 times I, so you will get negative I. Boleh? So I to the power of 3, you get I. So I to the power of 4, you will get I square times I square. You all ada kat sini ke? Senyap je. Okay. Boleh?
Ada.
Ada So we get I square, we will have negative 1. So negative 1 times negative 1. So times negative 1, you will get
1.
Okay. So that's why I put here, you can see I put here 1. And then it's like a circle, cyclic. We call it a cyclic. It's like a circle. Once you got 4 to the power of 4, you will get the same element, like 0 here. And then I to the power of 5, you will get I again. Okay, the same thing here. Same thing. And then I to the power of 6, you will get negative 1, negative 1. So until you will get I to the power of n minus 4 equals to 1, n minus 3 equals to I, n minus 2 equals to negative 1, and so on lah. So what is n? What is n here? What is n here, guys? What is n here? Ada percubaan? N tu apa?
4.
N 4. Ya, betul. Antara dia adalah 4. And then n is any numbers. N is a numbers. Kan? Numbers n. Any numbers. What's number you? Any whole number lah. The maximum one maybe 1000. 1000 minus 4, you will get 1. Minus 3, you will get I, and so on lah. So there is sure one of your quizzes and your midterm question will be like this. You need to find I to the power of 100. And then you need to simplify, how to simplify, and then you need to use what? Use this law. So you need to remember this law. This law really, really close to you now. You need to implement this law, okay? So this law is very useful to solve this problem. Okay, so now this is how we have two ways to solve this. Either you use I to the power of 4. Why I use I to the power of 4 here? I use I to power of 4 because I to power of 4 is easier to deal. Maybe some student they more easier to use -1, but -1 will sometimes will trap us. But if you deal with -4, so you will get 1. So 1, anything you multiply with 1 will be 1. So that's why I try to reduce the mistake. So I use I to the power of 4 here, anything, and then the balance is here. So you just deal with 1 to the power of 25, so you will get 1. So you just deal with the I to the power of square, and then you will get this one. So how I deal with this, I need to divide 102 divided by 4, 25, and then the balance is square. So the balance is square. Alright, this is the rules lah we will use to know to implement, to make our to solve this problem. So actually, if you cannot do like this, no problem. Please make it easy. You just do it whatever you can. Maybe you will use I square. So you just put I square, no problem. I can consider as long as you follow the rules. You follow the rules. So I square. Maybe you want to I square, and then I square again, I square again. And then you end up this time until 20. So you will get 100, right? So this depend how you think, because different student maybe they think differently. So it's up to you. Make sure you follow the rules, and then you will get the correct answer. No problem. I have no problem. I have no issue as long as you get a good result. So this exercise you can do it yourself later. And then this operation. So now you already know about the I. What is a complex number? Complex number is A plus B, BI. So you should know how to add 2 complex number at least. Maybe you need to add 3 numbers of complex number. But for this general formula, how to add 2 numbers, how to subtract 2 numbers. So how to deal with the additive for complex number? So Z is we have a first number, and then Z2 is second number. Let's say A plus BI is first complex number in general, and then we have C plus DI. So for the real part, okay, there is a real part. We collect the real part, and then there is a real part. So, and then for the imaginary part, we put in another side. So we put as a imaginary part. So there is example in what? Example of the. You can see the example with the number. There is example with the algebraic formula. There is formula. There is example of numbers. So you can see 3 plus 2i. We have another numbers 1 plus 2i. So you collect 3 and 1 because they are real part. So and then for imaginary part, you collect another side, and then you combine. You do the operation here. So you have 4 plus 4i. This is our final answer. So for subtraction also is more easier. So subtraction, the same thing, but in formula is quite difficult lah to understand, right? Maybe you are afraid here. But actually there is to make you to realize that in general you can have any 2 complex number, and then you can subtract easily like this. In general, just collect for the real part and then imaginary part, and then you get the final answer. So this is the example maybe is more easier to deal. So just identify what is a real part. This is a real part. And then for the subtraction, please beware about the negative and bracket, because this bracket, the negative if belongs to 3, and then negative is belongs to 2i. So I need to remove the bracket first. That's why we have -3, -2i, and then again collect everything, so you will get -2. So -2 is a real number, but in real number actually we consider also as a complex number, because for the real number the imaginary part is 0. This is the idea. Okay, boleh ke? Saya rasa macam dah sakit tekak dah.
Boleh.
Boleh Mudah ke senang?
Alhamdulillah, boleh.
Boleh puan, boleh.
Rasa berat?
Boleh kot.
Boleh lah.
Boleh lah Rasa berat? Okay, boleh berminum air kopi dulu. Pergi ambil air. Rehat Sat, 1 minit sebelum kita pergi ke 1 minit tarik nafas. Okay, multiplication. Multiplication is quite level out lah. Another level, which is the big idea of the multiplication is you will deal with the I square equals to -1. So I square equals to -1. What is I? What is I, guys?
Square root -1.
Square root -1. So you square, you will remove the square root, and then you will get -1. Okay, in general, okay, we go to the general one. Okay, in general, so you will have A bi times C plus di, and then you times A times C, A times D, and then B times C, B times D, and then you collect everything with the J is I is J, okay? And then this thing here, you will deal with the I square, because I times I here. So I square you will get negative. So what we have, you will have negative here. So this is in general. So let's go to the example. So we will have 3 plus 2i times 1 plus 2i. So times, and then you will get this. Then you will do the I square here. So I square, you remove I, you will get -1. So 3 minus 4, and then 6 plus 2. So you get this as a final answer. So this is our final answer. So you can try this exercise later. And then division. Division, kepala sikit Okay, siapa nak tolong ganti saya? Explain yang ni. Ke kita nak stop sampai sini je? Boleh teruskan? Oi, senyap semua dah ketiduran ke macam mana? Dah makin ya.
Boleh tak Madam tunjuk balik slide yang multiplication tu?
Multiplication. Jom kita buat exercise satu. Okay, let's go. Jom kita buat exercise sikit bagi cerah sikit mata. Okay. Tadi siapa ada message Tak ada Tak ada apa Ke ada ni? Saya tak nampak slide. Masih tak nampak slide Tadi
Ya, tak nampak.
Ya. Nampak?
Sekarang ada.
Okay, sekarang ada. Okay, jom kita buat satu exercise. Okay, let's go. Satu exercise. You ambil kertas satu. Okay, kita nak tulis apa? Okay, negative. Okay, 2. Mana pen saya? Okay, ada orang rabung warna tak? You okay tak? Ada tak yang rabung warna?
Ada.
Kalau ada bagi tahu sebab dia tak akan dapat tengok warna merah ni sebenarnya. Right. So okay, for example nak mudah ke nak senang? Nak mudah ke nak yang senang? Okay,
Kami nak
negative
belajar.
Nah. Nah dengan budak.
I, okay, bracket, okay, multiply with 2 plus 2i. Boleh macam ni?
Boleh.
Alright, so next we go to how to deal with, okay, negative 2 times negative 2 times 2, so settle, and then negative 2, okay, plus, nak selamat plus negative 2i, and then plus 2i, and then we have plus 2i square. Okay, so we have I square here. I square. What is I square?
-1.
Negative square of -1. So square you will get -1. So kat sini you kena replace -1. Okay, so now -4 minus 4i plus I minus 2. Okay, minus 2 because kita dah replace kat sini negative I. Okay, so collect for this part, imaginary part, and then the -4 minus 2 minus 4i plus 2i, and then you will get -6 minus 2i. This is your final result. Boleh? Boleh macam tu?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so now actually in your quizzes, I'm sure
Yes, ma'am.
the most difficulty, the most tricky question will be division. Okay, division, how to divide, how to deal with the division of the complex number, two complex number. Okay, what is conjugate? So before we go to the division, you need to know about the conjugation. What is conjugate? What is the definition of conjugate? Okay, conjugate is changing the sign of imaginary part dekat sini. Okay. Changing the sign of the imaginary part. So now we have A plus, tak syoknya, dia rosak ni. A plus BI. So this imaginary part sahaja yang berubah. So in diagram, so we have Z1 equals to A plus BI. So a conjugate of Z1 will be Z1 bar. Bar ni kat atas ni kita ada bar atau cap kat sini. Bar lah bar. Cap is another thing. So equals to A minus BI. So this is plus, this is minus. If we have Z2 below, add this below. So for the Z2 conjugate, the negative A remain, but the imaginary part is different. So this is our conjugation for Z2. So dia macam reflect dekat x-axis ni lah. Okay. So kenapa benda ni perlukan untuk division? Jom kita tengok Okay, conjugation untuk A, untuk Z times Z bar. So what you will get this thing A square plus B square, which is all the imaginary part. Okay, so in general, if we have two different complex number, so we need to create something here. You know, what is this? I multiply with what this? What is this? I multiply with class. I multiply with what? Because here we cannot identify this form is not in the standard form. The standard form is A plus imaginary je. Imagine je A plus BI. This is our standard form. So now in this case no standard form, so there is now we need to make to create conjugation, which is we times with 1. Actually we times we kita darab satu lah kan. So bila kita darab satu, anything darab satu you dapat this thing again. But dia cuma berubah rupa je. Macam you benda yang sama, you just tukar baju je. Actually benda yang sama, cuma lah ni kita supaya kita punya number in the standard form. Once we conjugate this, okay, you conjugate this thing from C plus DI, you ambil yang kat bawah ni, you C minus DI. So once you conjugate, actually dia tak effect apa-apa because we times with 1, so no problem lah. So nombor tu still nombor yang sama you deal. Cuma rupa dia berbeza lah sikit sebab after we introduce this, we multiply for each, so we will get this. And then we also get this at the denominator. So what will happen to the denominator is the most important part here, which is for denominator no more I. Once this denominator no more I, so this number in the standard form. This number in the standard form, which is what is our standard form? A plus B I. This thing. So that's why we need to conjugate this so that we can perform this number in a standard form, which is A plus BI. Okay, this is in general. So we go to the example. Oh, tak ada example. Kesian you all. Okay, example dia apa? Jomlah kita buat example satu. You all boleh ke tak ni? Ke dah ketiduran? Dah atas katil dah?
Boleh.
Boleh. Okay, kita bagi nombor mudah je. 1 tolak I bahagi 2 tambah I. So you need to multiply with 1, right? So how to multiply with 1? You need to conjugate this thing. So what will happen? So conjugate with the denominator. So what is conjugate for the denominator? So 2 minus I. Divide by 2 minus I. So this belongs to 1. So now expand. So this expand the denominator and numerator. Okay. 1 times 2 plus 1 times negative I, okay? And then plus negative I 2, and then we have another part is negative plus negative I times negative I. So what will happen here? So there is I squared 2 square and then negative I square. Okay, and then we will have 2I plus, and then we have minus 2I. So this becomes 0, right? Okay, so now simplify everything here. You tak perlu pun, saya tak kisah pun. Yang penting you berhati-hati and then you get the final answer is true lah. So kalau you nak cepat sangat, sometimes memang you kira dalam kepala. Sometimes dia macam careless lah banyak kan. So better berhati-hatilah. So 2 minus I minus 2I plus I square. What is I square? Sekali lagi. What is I square?
-1.
Negative 1.
-1.
That's why saya suruh you all buat besar-besar negative 1. I square equals to negative 1. Besar-besar. You tampal dekat tempat you all belajar. I square equals to negative 1. Alright. I equals to square root of negative. Alright, so now I square negative 1. So kat sini kita padam. Saya boleh padam kat sini. So I square is equals to negative 1. So now 2 minus 1. So we get 1. And then minus 3I. And then minus you will get 5. 4 plus 1. So 5. So in general, we have 1 over 5 minus 3 over 5I. So this become a standard number of complex number, PA plus BI. Alright, boleh? Boleh ke tak?
Boleh.
Alright, mudah ke senang?
Tengah-tengah.
Kacang.
Alright, kacang Boleh cari kacang lepas ni. Alright. Oi, saya nak pergi lagi ni sebenarnya. You all masih ada minyak?
Ada.
Ada lagi minyak? Okay, so now complex conjugate to find the conjugate. So how to find this conjugate? So this conjugate is plus 5I. Okay, so what is this conjugate? So conjugate is this. So conjugate is negative 5I. Negative 5I. And then divide by negative 5I. So yang ni you kena conjugate ke tak? Kalau yang ni macam ni, you tak perlu conjugate sebab I ni dekat atas. Okay, I ni dekat atas. So actually this is already in the standard form, which is A equals to 20, B equals to 1 over 25I. So dah tak ada masalah. But this thing is problem. You need to conjugate first. So negative I and then over negative I. Okay, negative I. Alright, done. Alright. So there is a properties. Properties ni macam perangai dia lah, which is you double conjugate, you get the same number. If you add first and then you conjugate everything and then you get the same thing. Even if you conjugate first and then you add for two ni. Nantilah yang ni kita discuss lagi. Saya rasa you all dah tak boleh ikut dah ni. Dah penat kan? You all boleh lagi? Dah penat Saya tak rasa you masih lagi bersama saya lah.
Ada.
Dah
Kenapa?
dah makan ke? Belum kan? Minyak ada tapi wifi lambat. tak nampak
Boleh.
Okay, saya rasa cukup lah hari pertama kan. Tadi dah excited tapi tak apa. Just pergi sikit-sikit lah kan. Jangan nanti lebam nanti kan. Insan esok kelas full lah. Okay. Semua saya nak pergi saya nak secara general lah. So now once you dah settle conjugate, you know about division. So now you are settled actually. You already settled about the complex number because you already know how to do a form operation. So you dah boleh survive. Cuma apa yang cumanya? Yang ni you akan deal lah nanti kan, nanti you akan try. So esok siapa yang ada kelas dengan saya 2 jam, make sure you use that time to do your tutorial lah, soalan-soalan dalam ni, ataupun you get the book, the textbook. But because I'm not at the office for tomorrow, for this week, so that's why you just can only get the textbook maybe next week from me. But you can use this. I will give you PDF. So maybe you can solve by your own. And then the extra thing in the complex number is a modulo and argument. So the modulo argument, they have angle, so you can change actually. The beauty of complex number is you can change the number into a polar form. We call it as a what? We call it as a polar form, exponential form. Dia boleh move tau. You bukan stagnant, which is kalau sebelum ni we learn about a numbers and then just as that number, only that number, they cannot transform. But in the complex number, they can transform into the exponential form. We can also complete to a polar form, and then we can also go back into a standard form here. So that is very nice, very good for you. So really nice number actually. That's why you need to learn this number, and then expert in this area. So that there is no difficulties lah. So next session we go directly here, and then what is this? This is how to to change the number into polar form and exponential form. There is a process there. After you know about that, you need to know the last thing. For MTE, this is for your MTE. You need to know De Morgan's theorem, which is once you know how to put the power, and then normally we need to get it the original function. So that is mathematics. Once you go to in front, so you need to go to how to how to go to the back. If you know go to the left, and then you need to know how to go to the right. That is the idea, the gist of the mathematics. So that this will be function to you. So that is the thing. And then after we learn about that, we need to know how to find the roots, and then you will get full mark for this. And then inshallah another thing is matrices. So finish. So I think one more classes, so we will finish everything here. So that's done. All right. So I think that's enough for today. Just a brief, brief for those already learn complex number. That is good. It's good to you. But if never learn, so you just it's okay. I hope you understand this class. Okay, thank you. Oh, you all bagi banyak hadiah kat saya. Wah, terima kasih. Nanti jumpa lagi next week. Alright, pergi makan siapa yang belum makan. Assalamualaikum.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Alright.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, Doctor.
Alright.